You want to get a little wacky? Today, we're looking at the top 10 conspiracy theories that turned out to be true. The best ones, because, you know, there's more than 10, but these are the best ones. All right, here we go.
Roswell cover-up. In the summer of
The
1947,
UFOs?
an object crashed down to Earth in Roswell, New Mexico.
Oh, wasn't this like a Blackbird or something they were testing? Some kind of next generation military aircraft or something like that? And then everyone's like, oh, it's aliens!
Spacecraft have pervaded pop culture for over a half a century since.
Everybody thinks that Roswell was the first sighting of a UFO in the United States, and that bull roar.
No, there's been way more sightings of UFOs. We see them all the time. We see them by McDonald's. They come in for a Big Mac every now and then.
The Air Force claimed that the object was merely a weather balloon, only added fuel to the fire. And the conspiracy theorists were right. It was no weather balloon, and there was a cover-up.
They couldn't have picked a better lie than weather balloon.
The object was a high-altitude balloon launched as part of Project Mogul. These balloons were intended to detect sound waves from Soviet atomic bomb tests. During the Cold War, the U.S. military couldn't exactly be honest about that in the papers. Now, whether you think that's another cover story, well...
This better not be another damn
They picked such a bad lie.
Number 9.
It was a balloon, but they picked such a terrible lie for that.
There's extensive use of this technology, which is called ammonia chemistry, that allows for nicotine to be more rapidly absorbed in the lungs and therefore affect the brain and central nervous system.
Smoking causes...
Oh, God, dude. Tobacco companies should just be banned. And listen, if you're gonna outlaw weed, then you have to outlaw the cigarettes. Get rid of them. There's no reason why weed should be illegal and cigarettes should be illegal. That's
lung cancer and a lot of
dumb.
other
Get rid of
adverse
them.
health effects.
Ban it.
Scientists demonstrated this definitively in the 1950s.
Smells so disgusting.
However, public opinion wavered for decades, with sources springing up to generate controversy and debate. Some suspected that the tobacco industry was suppressing and distorting the facts through a coordinated campaign, and it eventually came
They
out
wouldn't do
they
that.
were.
The tobacco companies are our friends, and they love facts and logic. They would never suppress it for their own benefit, would they? What? That's
Together,
crazy.
the world's largest tobacco companies initiated Operation Berkshire to generate fake controversy and debate. Big Tobacco knew that smoking caused cancer and that nicotine was addictive. They decided not to make cigarettes less harmful because addiction made them a lot of money.
Now the work
Oh, it's so scummy. Oh, I hate these people. They will burn. If there is a hell, they are going to the seventh circle of it.
Just goes to show, where there's smoke, there's often fire.
God, these are actual demons. The higher-ups of these companies, they should be arrested. All of them should be
Number
locked up.
8, the White Sox through the World Series. The Chicago White Sox are on record for having one of the longest droughts between winning World Series at 87 years. However, they weren't always known for their bad luck. Back in the late 1910s, the Sox won in 1917, and they even had a wonder like Shoeless Joe Jackson on the team.
Shoeless Joe Jackson? Please tell me he actually ran with no shoes on. Please. Oh my God. Yes, it's true. He ran without shoes on. A heckler fan yelled at him, and then he just got the nickname for the rest of his life. That's awesome. That's great.
The 1919 series held that the games were fixed. The White Sox lost the series, but the rumors persisted into the next year. Eventually, a grand jury found evidence that 8 players, including Jackson, though his role is disputed, were involved in a conspiracy to receive money in exchange for throwing the series.
I think
Oh my God, dude. Baseball getting crazy over here. Getting a little hardcore. What? A grand jury found this
A high
out?
reward for what they were doing. They could make as much as their yearly
They got paid to
salary
throw the
in
game?
1
Was
week,
this boxing?
for fixing the World Series.
While a trial found them not guilty, they were nevertheless banned from the league permanently.
Oh, they probably did
Number
it.
7,
Poor Shoeless Joe.
nefarious agents infiltrated the government.
What do you mean nefarious agents infiltrated the government? The government is all nefarious agents.
Infamously touchy about any criticism of their organization.
Oh, it's Scientology. Great.
I didn't mean anything by it. I don't even know L. Ron Hubbard.
Their influence over
Why did they put
celebrities
that
is
clip
well
in?
known, but theories about their influence over the government are also out there. And here's the thing, Scientologists really did infiltrate the government. In the 1970s, at least 5,000
and now?
members
What do you mean
of
in the
organization
19s?
conducted
5,000?
espionage on government agencies and
What?
private organizations. And this wasn't a fringe element either. The
Wait,
founders
Scientology is that big? I didn't know Scientology was that big. I thought there was like a few thousand Scientologists. I didn't think there was enough to... 5,000 of them did espionage?
wife, Mary Sue Hubbard, pleaded guilty and went to prison. It was one of the largest scale infiltrations of the US government in history. All of this was done with the aim of destroying evidence that painted Scientology in an unfavorable light. It arguably had quite the opposite effect.
Yeah, they were like, dude, we gotta destroy the evidence, except the evidence is just like a page describing how the Scientology church works, and like, dude, we gotta destroy this. No one needs to know how Scientology works.
Scientologists, they can be pretty sensitive.
Number 6. The FBI spied on political activists.
Of course they did. What do you mean? That's not a conspiracy theory. Of course the FBI spies on political activists.
To all the people!
Of course they want to maintain the power base that they have. They don't want any radical people taking over. So like, oh, we got to spy on and make sure that the radical people, we got to keep them down. We got to stamp on them. We got to punch them in the face.
Political protests and other activist causes are often paranoid that they're being watched. And they should be, because it's happened before and it can happen again.
Tapes from the hotel rooms, FBI reports, those are pieces of information that we shouldn't have.
From the late 50s to the early 70s, the FBI engaged in illegal surveillance, infiltration, and disruption of protest movements and other organizations deemed subversive.
He realized how
subversive. Oh, like the don't be racist movement, like the civil rights movement. The FBI was like, guys, I don't know, this is a little subversive. We've been racist for like a long time now. You asking us not to be racist is like a big change. That's pretty radical. I don't know if we can do that.
It was.
We gotta make sure that doesn't happen.
To reveal the truth about segregation.
These ranged from independence movements to civil rights movements to feminist organizations. They even had John Lennon, the former Beatles frontman, under watch. While this program, named COINTELPRO, was abolished in 1971, others may have taken its place.
This represents
they definitely
the darkest part of the Bureau's history.
Number 5.
No, the FBI 100% still spies on activists. 100%.
The first female U.S. president.
It's Hillary's turn, guys. Come on.
While the United States has yet to elect a woman to the office of president, by electoral college anyway, some theorize that a woman has assumed the duties of the office already. In 1919,
Hillary 2024. Anyone else agree? I just about threw up in my mouth when I said that.
President Woodrow Wilson suffered a debilitating stroke. This left him bedridden and partially paralyzed with some impaired judgment.
If I don't help him be president, what kind of wife am I?
For over a year, Wilson's wife Edith aided him in governing the country, to the point where she was basically performing his job in all but name. The degree of her involvement was kept a close secret, and Wilson herself denied that she made executive decisions until her death.
So he's
wow,
like
I didn't know that. Damn, she girl bossed herself into the highest office.
there, and they like move his arm, and then they just release that to the press, and that's how dumb people were back then.
Number 4, the government is spying on you.
Dude, that's not a conspiracy theory. Everyone's spying on you. You ever downloaded TikTok? Congratulations, you have no privacy anymore.
The common refrain for cranks and conspiracy.
However, at the same time, most people are so boring that they have nothing to worry about. Unless they're actually trying to do something, you know, subversive, like subversive and radical. I mean, that okay, I guess you're probably gonna get stamped on by the FBI.
For decades has been that the government is watching our every move. And it's not completely wrong. With the rise of smartphones and the internet, the government has unprecedented access to information on its citizens.
They're following us.
In the wake of 9/11, the Bush administration initiated far-reaching mass surveillance programs, both foreign and domestic. The NSA's activities in the years since have included sucking up and storing online history, emails, metadata, text messages, you name it.
Yeah, that's right. Every time you Google super hot hentai, the government knows. The FBI has logged every attempt for you to look up super hot, really sexy lesbians every time.
Snowden revealed a lot of this info with his leaks, including how other governments were also implicated.
Even if you send it to somebody within the United States, your wholly domestic communication between you and your wife can go from New York to London and back and get caught up in the database.
Few believe that in the time since, governments have just given up. Number 3, false justification for war.
Oh, hello, Iraq. What's up?
In August 1964, the USS Maddox fired a warning shot as 3 North Vietnamese torpedo boats approached the Gulf of Tonkin.
Oh, we're sorry, we're doing a different war. Oh, there's been so much false justification for war in the past. Okay, hold on. I didn't realize it's a different one.
Torpedo boats opened fire. The Maddox sank all 3. 2 days later, the report of a second attack prompted President Lyndon B. Johnson to authorize further military action in Vietnam. For years, people questioned this justification.
At one point, the commander of the ship said, we're not certain of the attack. Another point, they said, yes, we're absolutely positive. And then finally, late in the day, Admiral Sharp said, yes, we're certain it happened.
Why is everyone so gun happy? I have to admit, this one story about the Russian guy that almost like blew up the entire Earth does make me feel a little bit better, because they had a false alert that the US had sent a nuke over to Russia, and everyone on the Russian side was like, oh dude, we gotta nuke them back before they nuke us. But this one guy was like, hold on, this could be a false alarm. This could be not true. And he didn't hit it and basically saved the world. Everyone else is like, oh no, we just gotta make false justifications. We just gotta go to war. We gotta bomb people, guys. We have to bomb people. We have to bomb people, dude. We have to shoot them. Come on.
Was imaginary, based on wrongly interpreted communications intercepts. It wasn't the last dubious rationale for war. In 1990, George H.W. Bush
Are they gonna talk about
leveraged
Iraq?
false testimony crafted by a public relations firm to initiate the Gulf War. Over a decade
Oh my god, my
later,
dad
his
fought in
son
that. Jesus Christ, that is, yeah, my dad literally fought in that. Oh, wait, here comes Iraq.
falsely claimed that Iraq possessed WMDs to justify an invasion.
The people of the United States and our friends and allies will not live at the mercy of an outlaw regime that threatens the peace with weapons of mass murder.
That they never actually had.
Number 2, Watergate scandal. Perhaps the most well-known political conspiracy.
Dude, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen from a president.
Was unthinkable.
Okay, no, it's not. Literally Trump.
Because people
but
have got
still.
to know whether or not their president's a crook.
The scandal began when Republican President Richard Nixon's administration illegally wiretapped and broke into the Democratic National Committee headquarters.
We don't know who ordered the burglary, and we don't really know what the burglars were up to that day.
Their aim was to acquire
What were they up to?
Nixon.
No, dude, they just broke in to steal the snackies. They just saw some Reese's pieces, and they were like, oh man, the Democrats have lots of Reese's pieces. We need to get them. So they went to steal all the Reese's pieces.
Opposition.
That's all. They didn't get anything else. Come on, guys, come on.
The perpetrators led to attempts by Nixon and his administration to cover up their involvement. However, mounting evidence and leaks soon exploded into a scandal that has become a byword for political disgrace, leading to Nixon's resignation.
Hey, get out of here.
What's so hard to recreate and understand now, looking back, is there was no sense that the president could lie to the American people.
Things have changed, Garrett.
Things have
definitely
Before we
changed.
continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified.
Now,
about
if
our
you
latest
don't
videos.
got
You
then you're
have the
just
option
throwing
to be notified
at that
for
point.
occasional
You got to
videos
do a
or
little bit
all.
of lying.
If you're on your phone, make sure you go into settings. And
You have to
switch on
lie
your
like a
notifications.
little bit. Oh, by the way, you should subscribe to my YouTube channel
Number
too,
one,
and Watch
the
Mojo if you want to
CIA
watch more of this
conducted
stuff.
Mind control experiments.
What was this called? Like MK Ultra, something like that? Dude, this is wacky. This one's
The idea
crazy.
of a government agency trying to control people's minds might sound like science fiction, but it really happened.
Prostitutes would lure men to these apartments, and then once the men were in the apartments, they were dosed with LSD, and then
This
they
is
were
so messed up.
basically studied by CIA scientists.
In
That's
the
so messed up. Oh my
a
God.
commission on the CIA's activities within the U.S. exposed the existence of Project MK Ultra.
Yeah,
a
there it
secret
is.
program that used drugs and torture to manipulate its victims' mental state.
Kool-Aid.
This is crazy.
With LSD. It was horrible.
These experiments were conducted on prisoners in secret detention centers around the world, as well as within American universities, hospitals, and prisons.
You know what's crazy was prostitution is also illegal. So the CIA is like, damn, I don't care. Yeah, that's right. We want to do some illegal experiments. We don't care. You know, if you're breaking one law, might as well break them all. You know what I mean?
CIA also funded brutal experiments involving electroconvulsive therapy in Montreal, Canada.
Jesus
Victims
Christ.
of MK Ultra included Ken Kesey and Allen Ginsberg. It's one of the darkest conspiracies out there, and we still don't know the full extent of it. Did you enjoy?
Wait, they didn't put QAnon on this, but that one's like super true, right? Where's QAnon, guys? I don't know. Maybe it'll be in the next video. You won't know unless you subscribe.